Everyone knows that dinosaurs are awesome, but unfortunately, I sometimes feel like there is a lack of them in video games. So just recently, I picked up the indie game Primal Planet to get a good kick of dinosaurs in video games, and I'm very happy to report it fulfilled that request, plus did a bunch more actually. It ended up being one of my favorite indie games I've played this year because alongside the obviously cool dinosaurs, it actually had a lot of gameplay elements that I wasn't expecting from a game like this. It's a Metroidvania, kinda, that isn't really built around finding special items, but more about earning them by fighting and exploring. So if this sounds at all appealing to you, get ready to learn why you should definitely play Primal Planet. I don't know if I said this already, but there is dinosaurs too. At its core, Primal Planet is a Metroidvania with a lot of style. I feel like I can't really go any farther in this video without just mentioning the production quality of this game. It is solo developed and everything about it is really gorgeous. I was already intrigued with the premise of exploring a prehistoric world as a caveman, so seeing it all come together was really an awesome experience. The colors and backgrounds are vibrant. I really like the layered effect they have that shifts as you travel through the world. All the dinosaurs have distinct care and style put into their look. There's actually quite a range of dinosaurs in the game. Some that, of course, were gonna be there, but some that I was actually really surprised and excited to see. The huge carnivores are daunting, especially early game, but the huge herbivores are fun and just kinda nice to hang around with, as long as they're not being attacked by other dinosaurs, which is a neat detail. I just really enjoy the vibes of this game, of which are greatly enhanced by an amazing soundtrack. This is all stuff I was expecting going in though. What sold me on the game was the visuals. It just looked really great for how cheap it was. But what really encouraged me to actually make this video was the gameplay. Metroidvanias are generally built around exploring an area for the purpose of finding upgrades. Obviously, if it's a good Metroidvania, exploring the world is just an incentive in and of itself because the world is really cool. But the main progression of the game is through getting items that allow you to reach new areas that you couldn't before. And while Primal Planet definitely does have a little bit of this, it's cool because a lot more of the progression and upgrades come with just gaining experience points. You basically have a bunch of skills that you can upgrade with skill points that you get from leveling up. And some of these upgrades are just useful things you'd expect, like more damage, more health, but others actually act as those key items in Metroidvanias, like a double jump or an in-air dash ability, which are required to reach certain areas. Or these same skill points are eventually used to unlock specific items, like poison resistance to make it through dangerous areas, a torch lighter to light your torch in spots surrounded by water, or an item that gives you extra breath underwater. I personally found it really neat that these were all tied together in one system. That way, everything you did sort of felt like meaningful and all going towards making a unique character. I got every achievement in this game and I was nowhere even remotely close to maxing out all these upgrades. So you really do have to build this caveman around what you prefer. You can go for more damage or more health or maybe just more movement to avoid attacks altogether. It felt like something that I don't usually see in the Metroidvania genre. Not that it's unheard of, but it did blend itself into this game really well. However, there is one key thing I haven't mentioned yet. How do you get this all-important experience points? Through pretty much doing anything. There are many ways to get experience in this game. Obviously, the most fun and most advertised is from hunting enemies. Everything from tiny little fish in the water to a T-Rex will give you experience points. Obviously, the bigger the foe, the more experience you gain. And I really enjoyed this. I feel like when I play Metroidvanias, which is a genre that is kind of built around at least a little bit of backtracking, sometimes I find it difficult to find any reason to actually fight enemies if I already went through that area, if I can just run by them. But this mechanic actually solves that problem by giving a reward every single time for fighting enemies, and a pretty big one at that. I didn't do like too much experimentation with it, but it seems like a patch made late game progression a lot easier, so experience doesn't really scale down. Which sounds like it might break the game, but actually the feeling of constantly leveling up and getting new skill points and new abilities with those skills was really fun. It's a pretty short game, so the constant gratification of leveling up just made my brain happy, I think. The combat in this game is also just fun and engaging by itself. It's not always perfect, I will admit. Sometimes crowds of enemies can feel really fast and difficult to fight, like a pack of velociraptors jumping around is really hard to do anything about. And on the other hand, sometimes the terrifying big dinosaurs have a lot of health and do a lot of damage, but are comparatively slower and actually a lot easier to fight. Like the first Spinosaurus I fought, which, yes, bonus points for including Spinosaurus, I love these guys, literally just got stuck in the water, and I just spammed a button without needing to dodge to defeat it. It's not a huge problem because you don't have much health or healing items, so the risk is still there, but it could probably be a little bit better. But that's fine, because apart from combat, there is plenty of other ways to get experience just through exploring the world. Exploring in this game is really fun. Obviously, it's not as big of a scale as a game like Elden Ring or Breath of the Wild, but sometimes when I was exploring, it gave me that same feeling that those games did. There are secrets and useful things to find around every corner. You can find special trees that just flat out give you skill points without needing the experience, or paintings that do give you experience and require certain flowers to use as dye to create. You will always be finding something new or solving a mini puzzle. Sometimes certain things need to be burnt down with torches, but you obviously can't take torches through water. There's also some really cool movement mechanics, like dashing into a jump makes you jump a lot farther than usual with good timing. Spears can be crafted and used for high damage in combat or turned into torches with fires, or can also be thrown into walls to create your own platforms. Just like any great exploration game, it gives you the tools to make your own path through the map. I have no idea if it was intended, but there were plenty of mountains I climbed just with sheer will and a lot of spear management. The map isn't huge and really doesn't take long to progress through, but while I was having a blast. I read comments complaining about lack of direction and a kind of confusing map system, and I do kinda agree with these, but also don't. The maps are odd and really don't tell you what the different symbols on them mean. There is also just a general lack of direction in the game, apart from find your daughter who went missing in the first cutscene. You can see where she is, but how to get there or what any of the other symbols on the map mean is kind of left up to you to figure out for yourself. And that's why I eventually kind of learned to like these things, because you are playing as a caveman. There's not going to be a legend in his map or a quest log. You just have to learn and know it. It's pretty cool, kind of like Dead Space's UI being built into the game. This just kind of feels like how it would actually be to be questing as a caveman in a prehistoric era. So overall, if you couldn't tell, I do think Primal Planet is an amazing indie game that I'm honestly surprised I haven't heard more about. It honestly delivers on everything it wants to do, and is designed in such a fun way that I do believe everyone should give it a shot and support the developer. There have been a few updates since launch, including an entire new end area that was neat to figure out how to get to and to explore, so I do believe more updates will be coming in the future. But as it is now, I still think Primal Planet should be on everyone's to-play list, and I hope this video has convinced you to maybe give it a shot. Thanks for watching either way, and thanks for all the support on my road to 1,000 subscribers. We are almost there, and it would be a huge accomplishment for me to finally reach that. So I do appreciate everyone watching and interacting with my channel. Make sure to drop your favorite dinosaur in the comments down below. I would be super interested to hear that. And before I end it off, here's a shout out from one of my channel members, Psych537, which you can also get if you want to subscribe. Everyone's gonna love this one. It's Five Nights at Freddy's themed. Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week right now, as a matter of fact. So I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll do fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Yeah, for any channel members, we are now setting a word cap on what you can get me to say because I really didn't want to say that whole thing. So, um, that jump scare was only for Psych 537, so sorry for anyone else that got scared, but yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.